Good morning, everyone. We've come to Lugu Township in Taiwan. We're at a 7-Eleven, an American international chain of convenience stores. It's all over the world, including Asia. You can buy all kinds of products here, including juice and fresh salads. If you get tired of Chinese food at a certain point, the 7-Eleven's a great alternative. We're heading towards a tea plantation which is located in the mountains. A tea processing factory is also based in the same area. Geographically, it's located between Shanlinxi and Alishan regions. We're driving to the mountains in order to check out the harvesting and production methods. Surprisingly, we're staying at the exact same place in Shanlinxi as last time. A couple of years ago we came here to visit our friend. There was a very solid and thick fog, so we couldn't enjoy the view. The fogs were also beautiful though. The trees and plants were covered with fog. We didn't have a chance to enjoy the panoramic view. The nature is so beautiful. It's so great. It's time to move on. We're going even higher up in the mountains. We've reached the highest peak of Shanlinxi. There are lots of tea gardens here. It's also a tourist-orientated destination with a lot of travellers. There's a walking zone. There are gardens which are located aside. Right here you can park your car. And there are many paths to walk on with limited visitors. This place attracts tourists, but it's not as popular as Hohuanshan or Alishan destinations. A representative of the local tea factory told my friend that a group of Europeans came here a few years ago. He told me the exact date, and I realized that it must have been us. He said that there were 3 or 4 Russians. So it must have been us the last time we visited here. The funny thing is that there were no foreigners since then. It's really surprising. This story made me feel proud. I can't say that this place is difficult to find, but still, there's not a lot of Europeans here, or at least not many who are interested in the tea industry. We've come to the tea factory. We've been here before. The main focus is on red tea production. It's made of oolong. The factory is located in Shanlinxi region. It's the same one that we visited a couple of years ago. Moreover, the owner of the factory still remembers us. As always, we can witness only one part of the production process that's taking place right now. Unfortunately, we can't observe the full production cycle, because it takes up to 1 day, depending on the type of tea. Right now, the makers produce oolong. This is the compression stage of the tea production process. Machines are used. The tea is put into thick cloth bags. It looks like a ball. I think it's a nylon material, otherwise the fabric would tear. The tea cloth bags are spinning and crumpling under the pressure. Sometimes the pressure of the machine is manually adjusted. Sometimes a specific period of time is set, and the machine operates automatically. This process takes time. It's almost noon. There are still people who are collecting tea. Some of the workers have already left. They work for the tea factory which produces red tea. Winches are used. It's a flat area. Whenever the tea basket is full, workers send them further up the hill using wire ropes. The height is about 1,500 meters. Compared to other regions, it's quite a high altitude. But you can find even higher places. Places which are 1,000 meters in height are not equipped with irrigation systems. One of the main and featured characteristics of mountain areas is that no automatic equipment is used. Tea plants are watered by fog, rain or natural resources. Therefore you can taste the strong natural and creamy flavour of oolong. I'm talking about natural oolong. Tea is a product of its environment. Unique flavours are developed due to the frequent fogs and fresh water. It's a natural feature. If you plant a tea bush in the lowlands, it will not have the same relevant flavour. In this case, the oolong is going to be rough to drink. You won't enjoy it as much as one harvested in the mountain areas. In the middle of the tea plantation, you can see dried up and dead bushes. The life cycle of these bushes depends on different factors, such as the season and intensity. On average, a life cycle is around 10 or 20 years. Rarely the number can reach 60 years. These tea plantations are quite old. I think in the near future it will be cut and new bushes will be planted. Large amount of flowers here. The sound of bees are the main indicators. By the way, there are a lot of bees. High quality honey is also produced in the area. If there's a lot of seeds and flowers, it means that the bush will die soon, if it starts to dry. Workers don't wait until the bush gets completely dry. They cut it down a little bit earlier. Young bushes will replace the old ones. At this tea plantation, workers start to collect the tea when the bush is 4 years old. It depends on the type of tea and the type of bush. In different places it can happen even earlier, when the bush is only 2 or 3 years old. But here it starts when the plant is 4 years old. The highland area is the main reason. The plants grow slowly, and it's not logical to touch young bushes. Here you can see the drying process that takes place straight after harvest. It's convenient that the plantation and the factory are located close together. There's no need to transport the raw material. After a ripe crop has been picked, the workers spread the harvest around the perimeter. The tea is not on the ground but on fabric material. The leaves start to toughen up and the drying process commences. You might have heard it called shaigun, sun drying method. In fact, the sun's heat does not penetrate very deeply at all. The roof prevents direct sunlight. But some producers tend to use the natural way. Leaves are just laid in the sun. We saw this method in the Alishan region. After shaigun, the leaves are cooled and ventilated in a dark room. The process depends on many factors. The type of equipment available in the workshop, the type and kind of tea, and the preference of the technologists. When the primary stage of processing is over, the cooling process takes place in another part of the workshop. Workers move the leaves on the first floor. The next stage of processing begins. We're going to join in the process of spreading leaves across the surface. It's also called wu diao. The layer should be flat and thin. It's an important part of production. Staff members double-check the work and level up the layer. This job seems to be easy, but it's not. You need to put effort into doing the job correctly. You can actually compare results of my work and the results of experienced workers. We just participated in the primary stage of processing. It doesn't look too hard. We collected tea and we put it under the tent to dry. Most of the tea factories use this same method. There are 2 floors. The first floor is for the wu diao process. Down below, a hatch opens and tea leaves are thrown onto huge trays. Sometimes it's a non-manual process. Automatic trays are used. The trays are big in size, occupying a quarter of the room. The leaves are cooled and ventilated in the dark premises. The desired temperature is set. A large amount of tea that's just been collected today is now being processed. The weight can reach a couple of 100 kilos or dinis. Large premises are necessary to complete these 2 stages of production cycle. A large area is required. Bees collect nectar from flowering plants. I want to tell you an interesting story about the moss, which grows on certain tea bushes in China. Tree or bush moss looks really spectacular in Wishan or Yunnan region. But in Taiwan, the moss indicates that the plant is sick. Workers have to remove it on a regular basis. Otherwise, the moss will grow to the top. Moreover, it will spread all over the bush, resulting in the death of the plant. It's important to take care of plants and to remove the moss. Right here we can see one more method of plant renovation. Plants are not uprooted but just cut. Large bush shoots can rapidly grow during one season. Afterwards it can be collected. You don't have to wait for 4 years. This is an advantage of this type of method. This plantation has been renewed, and now the sprouts can be collected. Enjoy your tea.